Hey there guys, it's Tom, welcome back to a brand new video, and this is episode number 9 of my F1 2015 career mode, and we are here at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, and this is a track that I'm really looking forward to, and it's actually one of my favourite tracks in this game. It's got such a good flow, and it's generally so enjoyable in this game, and here we are in qualifying. As you can see, we've got a couple of minutes left on the clock, and we're going to go for our time lap here around the British Grand Prix. And we're going to see how we can get on as we come through the final corner, and we're going to start setting a lap, and we're going to try and make this as realistic as possible. So if we extend, for example, in cops like in real life, then a lap time will get invalidated, and yeah, that's how it's going to kind of work. So similar to what happened in Austria at turn 8, just that in turn 8 I didn't actually gain time. So here we are, going through turn 4, I believe this is now, and we're going to get a pretty nice exit out of the corner here, and we're going to go flat out through this little kink onto the Wellington straight, open up the DRS as soon as it comes available. And it's actually been a really tidy and quick first sector so far as we come across the first sector split, and we're a 10th and a bit down, so not too bad for us so far here, as now we go into Luffield, then Brooklands here, and we actually keep it in third. Probably could have dropped it down the second gear, but we're going to get a really nice clean exit, crucially, down this straight onto Woodcote, and then onto the old start pit straight as we approach Cops here, and we're going to try and get a nice sweet run, try and run out as wide as possible, and flick it down. We missed the apex completely, and we run wide, and that is going to be a lap disqualification. Then we're going to get our lap cancelled because we run wide at Cops. We continued on with the lap, because I didn't realise until after that I'd run wide, so that's a very disappointing qualifying there from us, and that's actually going to basically mean we're going to start from the back of the grid here at Silverstone, so we're going to see how we get on in the race.
What a drive by Nico Rosberg. He's got the fastest lap of the session and is on pole position for tomorrow's race.
They've been working so hard as a team and they've been rewarded. Such a great performance. And if he drives like that tomorrow, then the race win will definitely be possible.
Hello and welcome to the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. The grandstands are packed, the cars have made their way to the grid, and we're minutes away from lights out. A wonderful performance from Sebastian Vettel yesterday sees the driver starting from P1 in today's race. A race that, of course, he'll be hoping he can go on and win.
He has clean air in front of him, so he'll be hoping he can create a gap over the first few laps. If the cars in second and third can keep close until the first round of pit stops, then they may be able to take advantage on the undercut.
Fernando Alonso has been consistently out-qualifying his teammate this season, once again underlining his talent as what many think is the most complete driver on the grid.
Fernando is such a great driver. He always seems to outperform the car, and this season he's comfortably outperforming his teammate in qualifying too. His one-lap pace has been excellent.
So here we are then for the British Grand Prix, and we're going to start from the back, and we're going to gear up to 5 red lights, and we are underway here at Silverstone. And it's actually been a really awful start here on, because we are starting on the prime tyres, in case you haven't noticed. We decided to switch our strategy, go onto the primes, go really long in the first stint, and then go onto the options at the end, which are the medium tyres, and see how we can get on. But as you see on the start here, we hit the back of Merry there, which ruins our momentum as we go into turn 3. We overtake both of the McLarens here, and we're going to try and stick it around the outside of Nasser and maybe Verstappen here, but actually we get run out wide, so Nasser's going to retake the inside, and we're going to go back down to 17th place, and Button's actually gone up to 16th, so he's had a pretty good start, sorry, up to 15th, sorry. And here we are then, and we're behind Nasser in the slipstream. We're going to go up the inside of Luffield. Can we overtake Button as well? Yes, we do. We've got up the inside of 2 cars into Luffield, then maybe up the inside of Verstappen here at Brooklands. No, we can't. Verstappen closes the door on us, so we're going to have to try and pass him somewhere else, as we get an awful spin there, a half spin off the curb there on the exit of Brooklands for some reason. So a bit of a auto spin curb there a little bit, and that's actually ruined our momentum down the straight, but here we are, and we're going to try and hunt down Max Verstappen, who's ahead of us, and we're going to see if we can try and get a good run through Maggotts, Beckett and Chapel, try and set us on our way through the hanging straight as we go around the outside of Verstappen, maybe up the inside. No, we can't. He closes the door on us once again, but we are going to get a pretty good exit out of the Chapel, and we're going to kick onto the hanger straight. And as you can see, we're in the slipstream, and we've got a 1-1 aero on this car for this race, which should make us really quick in a straight line. Here we go, up the inside of Verstappen there, and that's a good overtake for 14th place through Stowe, And now we're going to try and take Ericsson, maybe Maldonado up the inside of the Val chicane. We're going to try and break nice and late. We're going to dive it up the inside of Ericsson here, nice and cautious without tapping him. Ericsson's going to hold the inside, but we're going to hang it around the outside through the final corner here. And Ericsson's still on our inside, and we actually get a bit of a wiggly rear end, which forces us to go wide. And actually, Ericsson retakes 13th place for the time being. As now we're going to turn 1, and we're going to go clean around the outside of Marcus Ericsson there, and that is a brilliant overtake for 13th place, and definitely one of the overtakes of the Grand Prix so far, as we went clean around the outside of the Sauber driver. As now we skip later on to the end of lap number 2, and here we are behind Pastor Maldonado, and there's a massive train here of traffic which gives us the opportunity to overtake as we dive up the inside of Pastor Maldonado up the inside of the Val chicane. But similar to Ericsson, Maldonado is still on our inside, but this time we managed to get much better traction and pass Maldonado before the start finish line, and we're up to 12th place. As now we look to try and overtake Sergio Perez here in front of us, as it's a massive stack up, and we're going to go around the outside and then up the inside of Sainz and Kvyat, and it's a brilliant triple overtake there, and that overtake is even better than the Ericsson one. Kvyat still on our outside, which is then going to become the inside, and we're going to have to try and go around the outside of Daniel Kvyat here through turn 4, and we get much better traction, and we managed to overtake him finally. But that's definitely got to be the best overtake of the Grand Prix so far. A brilliant triple overtake there through turns 1, 2, 3 and 4. And wow, we're up into the points thanks to that. And as we skip later on now onto lap number 4, we're on the back of Nico Hülkenberg, and so far our pace has been brilliant on these prime tyres, surprisingly. And we're here right in the slipstream of Hülkenberg, and we're going to get DRS and pass him down the hanger straight. Here we go to the outside, and we're going to make the move nice and easily here. We're going to breeze past him like he's not even there, and really good pace, and only 4 laps in, we're into the points already on these prime tyres, and we're aiming to one-stop this race. So at this pace, we're really on target for a good result, because we want to stretch this stint out to about lap 16. So here we are on lap number 6, and we're behind Romain Grosjean, and we're going to try and go up the inside of turn number 3 here. He's also on the options, and we're on the primes, but so far the primes have really served us well, like I mentioned. And actually Grosjean comes back at us here up our inside at turn 4. He goes for a last gasp dive bomb, and we have to try and take evasive action. As now coming out of turn number 4 and 5, we get a brilliant run onto the way into the straight with DRS, and we're going to go up the inside of Luffield here and pass Romain Grosjean for P7, but we do run in a bit deep here, and that's going to allow Grosjean to get back alongside us as we take a really shallow line into Brooklands, and not trying to leave Grosjean the space, as we get a pretty good exit out of the corner. But Grosjean's still there on our outside as we go through Woodcote. And can we out drag the Lotus here down this straight as we approach turn 1? Yes, we can. We overtake Grosjean there, and we're up into P7 definitively now after that little scrap there with Romain Grosjean. And here we are at the end of lap number 7, and we've actually got a couple of cars in the pits there. I believe it's both the Williams of Massa and Bottas, which promotes us up to P5. And now we skip later on in the race, and as you can see at the moment we're on lap number 11, sorry, as we start lap number 11, and we're behind Daniel Ricciardo now. We're up at the P4 as Hamilton actually came into the pits at the end of the previous lap, and here we are then trying to overtake Ricciardo, who's going quite slowly now on these really worn options. And we're going to try and dive it up the inside of the Australian here at turn number 4, but the move does not pay off, and we've got to try and overtake him elsewhere. So now we go onto the Wellington straight, and the DRS will be coming up available for us to use, and we're going to see if we can try and overtake him maybe into Luffield here, which is coming up right now, but we're a bit too far back. We are going to brake nice and late and get right into his gearbox, but we're not close enough. We're going to go try and go up the inside of Brooklands here, but he closes the door on us really bravely there from Ricciardo. I was about to dive it up the inside, but Ricciardo did just shut the door on me clean there, and then kind of like ruin my momentum for the time being. But here we are going through Woodcote, and we've got a brilliant slipstream on Ricciardo going down the old pit strand. We're going to pass him before the old turn 1 of Copse, and we're up into 3rd place, and a really good overtake there, and a really good straight line speed from the Ferrari. And as now we skip on to the end of lap number 11, and as you can see we've got more cars in the pits here, and that's going to promote us into the lead of the Grand Prix, and we've got about 4 laps left on this stint with these tyres. And as we skip on to the end of lap number 14, going to lap 15, we're going to have to try and overtake lap traffic, which is in this case Roberto Merri, because we've got to try and keep our pace pretty decent, because the cars behind us are on fresh tyres now, which is not good for us. And we've only got a couple more laps left, but these tyres are actually going off quite quickly and they're hitting the cliff, so we've got to keep our eyes out for that and try and keep the handling very limited and try and keep the car on slow. So we've got a slow car here, and that's Bottas going really slow, who just pitted a few laps ago. And then we're going to see a replay here, see what happened to Valtteri Bottas. And as you can see, he's going down the pit straight into turn 1, getting on the curb, and he's going to get a puncture. So a right rear puncture for Valtteri Bottas, a completely random tyre failure there. So interesting one there for Bottas, as he was in the points, but after that he's been demoted way out of the points. And here we are then on lap 16, coming in for our pit stop at the British Grand Prix, and it's one of the longest pit lanes on the calendar in terms of speed because it's so slow. But here we are coming into our pit box, and hopefully we can get a good pit stop from the Ferrari crew here at the British Grand Prix and not have any major problems, as I don't think there's anyone else coming in. It's only me this lap, so there shouldn't be any hold-ups whatsoever, and it's a 2.2 pit stop, so a very good stop there from the Ferrari crew. And we're going to see where we were joined. We're currently in 3rd place, and if we can try and hold that position, that'd be brilliant for us. So here we are then, we're going to get off the limiter any second now, and it does look like we are going to rejoin in 3rd place here, and that is brilliant for us. That means we've got an overcut on loads of people on that first stint on the prime tyre, and our pace was definitely good enough. And as you can see, we've come out in 3rd place, which is brilliant for us. But there's a yellow flag up ahead for some strange reason, and as you can see in the mini map, that's actually Vettel, our teammate with us. The dot is yellow, so Vettel's had an altercation with somebody here, and as we get down the Wellington Straight, we'll see what happened exactly in a moment. But here we are going to Luffield, and there's another slow car, and Vettel's gone off the track here, and he's lost his front wing, and we've got to take evasive action, go around him and almost hit him. And there's Mary going really slow with a puncture, so I think the two must have come together. And unfortunately I don't have a replay because the footage was really buggy, and it's like half corrupted, so I can't show you the footage. But yeah, there must have been some kind of tangle between the two, and that's promoted as happened to P2 for the time being. And here we are then on the end of lap number 18, and we're going to lap Bottas, who a couple of laps ago had that tyre failure, and we're on the back of him with DRS now. There's a yellow flag up ahead, and we're going to pass Bottas under the yellow flag, and there's Mary still going slow, and we get an illegal overtake on Bottas, fair enough, for the yellow flag, so we're going to have to let him back through, and that's going to cost us a couple of seconds here to Hamilton, because we was catching Hamilton really fast at a rate of knots on these fresh tyres with rich mix as well. And we was absolutely flying around here and setting purple lap times the whole time around Silverstone, and our pace on these tyres was just ridiculous. But then a couple of seconds we had to let Bottas back through. That might come back to bite us. As you can see, Hamilton is about 16 seconds ahead of us, so we've lost a lot of time there, and with pretty much 4 laps to go. We've got our work cut out here at Silverstone, and it's been nice to try and overtake Valtteri Bottas. We're going to double up the inside of turn 4 here, and we should get DRS because we was behind him in the detection zone. And indeed, we should get DRS here, as we'll see any second now. Yeah, there we get DRS, so we're going to try and hunt down Hamilton as we skip onto that 24. We're only 5 seconds behind Hamilton now, 5.5, so we've got the gap way down because we're still in rich mix and we've still got fuel left, and the tyres are holding up really nicely. So we got the inside of Marcus Ericsson at turn 3 here, and that should give us DRS as well, just like Bottas. As you see at 25 now, Hamilton is there in front of us. You can just about see him there. He's at the front of that pack, and with 2 laps to go, can we overtake all these lap cars to try and have a challenge to try and take this race win, having started from the back of the grid, which would be an amazing achievement. And here we are, we passed Maldonado, so we got rid of one of the back markers and we get DRS as well. But Maldonado's coming back at us down the Wellington Straight into Luffield. Will he overtake us? No, he's not. We're going to try and hold it around the outside, and we're going to make a nice move there, and we're going to re-overtake him. I was going to say back into P2, but it was never for position anyway. It was a lap car. And as we skip into the final lap of the race, we're going to get a brilliant run through turns 1 and 2, which is going to try and make us go up the inside of Felipe Nasr at turn number 3, and there's Lewis Hamilton. You can actually see his name tag now, so we're right on the back of him, and we're going to see if we can try and overtake him, as we've only got Carlos Sainz between us now. And as we skip later on the final lap of the race, going through Copse, as you see, we're right on the back of Carlos Sainz. Can we make a move into Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel? Maybe. No, we can't. Sainz is going to hold us up really badly here, and we're going to have to try and go for it as we take a really nice undercut / switchback line through Chapel, which is going to set us nicely on the hanger straight, and Sainz gets out of the way, thank God for that, and we get DRS on Lewis Hamilton, and this is our chance. Ericsson though is coming back at us once again, and he's going up our inside into Stowe. We're going to have to try and hang it around the outside, which is going to cost us valuable time, and Ericsson is still there. Finally we managed to get past him, but there's Lewis Hamilton. We've only 2 corners to go. Can we overtake him here as we get really close through the final chicane, and we're going to try and get a switchback on him, get a brilliant line out of the final corner, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Lewis Hamilton. It's going to win the British Grand Prix, and we're going to come home in P2, and that was an excellent race, and that's definitely got to be one of the best races of the season there. Action all around, and that was absolute madness, and we almost managed to get the win starting from last on the grid. What a race that was. Oh my God.
Great win today for the Silver Arrows of Mercedes-Benz. They certainly had the best car today.
It really was a great performance, and one that I think will be remembered for a long time to come.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
And there we have it. What an absolutely fantastic race that was here at Silverstone. And as you can see, Lewis Hamilton wins the race, and we finished 1/10 behind Lewis Hamilton there in second place. Nico Rosberg takes out the last place on the podium, and our teammate Vettel down in 6th, so he did well to recover from that incident with Roberto Merhi. However, that does mean Lewis Hamilton takes the lead in the championship, and the top 3 are covered by 6 points. And then Rosberg's only 39 points adrift, so if he gets a couple of wins, he could come back into this. And the championship is definitely starting to heat up a lot as we pretty much come into the midpoint of the season now. And it should be very exciting. As you can see, Bottas and Massa also gaining a couple of points of Williams, so they're not exactly miles away. They're also just lingering in the background. So we can't afford any slip-ups here. And as you can see in the constructors, Mercedes are now only 32 points behind, so they're starting to really gain on us in both the drivers and the constructors. And Ferrari really do need a big result. Both me, Vettel and the team as a whole need some big points to try and pull out that gap to Mercedes once again. But nevertheless guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe if you're new around here. And I'll see you guys in the next episode at Hungary.